Hello? Hello? Hello, are you there?
The time has come, the zombie said, to look forward to many things. To alarms and gunshots and broken car doors, to leggy noobs with high pings, and to backers that time almost forgot, and to seeing if this game has wings.
What the
Everybody knows the world ain't right. Down on your knees, get up and fight.
G'day, Rockhound here. August 19 or 20, depending on where you live, will be the dates that you can gain access to the Dead Matter closed alpha. More specifically, the closed alpha will commence at 0 hours Coordinated Universal Time on Wednesday, August 20th, which equates to 6 p.m. on the 19th in Alberta, Canada, where the game is set, 5 p.m. in Los Angeles, 8 p.m. in New York, 1 a.m. on the 20th in London, 10 a.m. in Sydney, and 12 p.m. on the 20th here in New Zealand. Now, there are a few countdowns shown for backers. The countdown on the QI software website is shown in days only, but a more precise countdown is accessed using the release command on the Dead Matter Discord. You might also notice a shorter countdown shown on the Indiegogo website. This is the countdown to the end of the Indiegogo Dead Matter campaign, not the start of the closed alpha. So it just lets you know when you'll no longer be able to purchase backer packs through Indiegogo. If you want to back the game once the Indiegogo campaign finishes, you'll be able to do so through the QI software website right up until early access starts, which is currently estimated to be in early 2021. Okay, as far as Dead Matter dates go, I also want to mention that in my previous video, I got the dates for the start of the closed alpha wrong. I said the closed alpha would be starting between August 10 and 16, and I had calculated those dates using the information provided by QI Software's lead developer, Nick Zorko, following their previous update. Since then, though, the trademark-related legal roadblock that was holding things up has thankfully been overcome, and the countdown to the closed alpha is now underway, but as I've mentioned, it leads to a starting date of August 19. The minor variation from what Nick had posted came as a result of the dev team waiting on confirmation from Indiegogo for the date that their backer sales campaign will end. Anyhow, for backers and QI partners, this means that the opportunity to play the latest contender in the survival shooter genre, which we've all been eagerly waiting for, is finally about to happen. As part of the announcement that QI Software made for the countdown to the closed alpha, they also told us that they are currently accepting new applications for the QI Partner Program. If you haven't heard of the QI Partner Program, it's basically a way for content creators and streamers to gain access to information about the game from the developers that they can share with their audience while they're under the non-disclosure agreement that will be in place for the duration of Dead Matter's closed alpha. QI partners will also soon start testing the game early in order to help iron out any game-breaking bugs before thousands of backers join on the 19th of August. In case you're wondering, as a backer, if your access has been delayed by QI partners gaining access first, that's not the case because the closed alpha would have started on the same date whether QI partners had early access or not. Really, they're just gaining access to give the game a quick test to make sure there's nothing that's going to be a major issue when backers join, and that'll be a good thing for your experience of the closed alpha. If you want to apply to be a QI partner, you either need to have 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, 5,000 followers on Twitch, or have already created some outstanding content about Dead Matter. I've now applied for the program, and I hope to have confirmation very soon that I've been accepted. Being accepted will mean opportunities, authorized by the developers, for me to bring you closed alpha gameplay footage and other sneak peeks of the game. Bear in mind that because the closed alpha will be under that non-disclosure agreement, backers won't be allowed to share any gameplay footage, images, or opinions about the game unless the developers authorize it. So if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell to ensure you stay up to date with all the latest Dead Matter news. Suppose this is your first time watching one of my videos and you want to know what sort of content to expect from me. With my videos, I try to provide in-depth analysis of game details, as well as providing my opinion on those details, with the occasional piece of fact-based speculation as well. Well, I don't know about you, but I am super excited to be able to see this game in the flesh finally. It's time to board the hype train. Maybe not the best example, but it is time to put all the delays aside and start to think about the excellent content that Dead Matter will potentially provide us as the game finally enters the survival shooter genre. To remind you of some of the things we have to look forward to, let's do a quick review of some of the highlight features that we've been shown through the dev blogs over the last few weeks. But before I leap into that, I just want to let you know that videos have been a little sporadic from me for the last couple of weeks because I've been getting ready to move house. And for part of August, I'll actually be between homes, so that videos are likely to be sporadic until the start of September. So I really appreciate your patience if I'm not able to provide a huge amount of content over the next few weeks. Okay, let's do a recap of those features shown in the developer updates recently. Firstly, there will be some fun opportunities for deceptive gameplay by being able to disconnect electricity to buildings, which in turn could allow you to sneakily turn alarms back on unexpectedly for anyone who has wandered into the building after you turn the power off. Other alarm panels were seen in the latest update, which will require you to know the correct code. So plenty of opportunity here for you to give your mates the wrong code and then watch from afar to see how well they react to a zombie horde turning up to a blaring alarm. Not that I would ever consider doing that. We've seen that crafting is going to be straightforward and user-friendly in the game. It's just a case of putting together the objects you need to in your inventory, and this is one of my favourite angles that the devs have taken on gameplay in Dead Matter, and that's not letting reality get in the way of fun. We then saw the first few iterations of campfires, and we're shown that you'll be able to add wood to the fire and also estimate how long the fire will burn for. This awesome time-lapse of the fire slowly going out means that if you stumble across some smouldering embers, you might be able to roughly work out when another survivor was last in the area. And we also saw some campfires being affected by the weather as well. The back weapon that Mr. Atomic Duck and Finest 11 backed into the game, the bolt-action Remington Model 700 rifle, was briefly on display too. If you haven't already checked out Mr. Atomic Duck's YouTube channel, I highly recommend you take a look. It's packed with Dead Matter content, and I've put a link to that channel in the video description below. Some images of safe areas and trading zones in the game were given an outing. I'm hoping that the perimeters of these areas won't become camping hotspots. We were shown some initial footage of an ATV being developed for the game. We call them quad bikes here in New Zealand, and I have to say I'm not a fan of the way these look yet, as the bike appears to be too lightweight. If you've ever ridden one of these, you'll know that they are weighty, and those things can kill you if they roll over on you. So I'd like to see them given a bit more weight than we see here. Gunshot tails, or weapon audio, was showcased in a developer video. Now ignore the visual side of things here, that's just for testing purposes. Let's have a listen. I'd prefer to hear more of a crack as the bullet breaks the sound barrier, and overall I feel that the gun audio is currently sounding a tad flat. I'd like to hear a richer sound more akin to that heard in Escape from Tarkov. That's setting a pretty high benchmark, knowing the lengths that Battlestate games go to capture realistic weapon audio. Still, perhaps this is something that the Dead Matter developers can work towards through the closed alpha or even into early access. We have seen some footage of vehicle animations, including the use of open car doors to take out the infected. However, you need to be careful you're not going to be driving with a missing car door, which in Alberta in the cooler months might lead to some pretty significant wind chill. Throwables are starting to shape up well, and I especially like the grenade audio here. The Molotov also looks pretty cool, but I reckon that the fire sound is currently too similar to a campfire, and there should really only be crackling noises when wood is actually on fire. A beautiful looking katana is ready to go, and there will be a mixture of manufactured ones as well as the opportunity for survivors to craft them with materials that you find in the game world. Face morphing has been added for NPCs, so that when you interact with them, they won't just be lifeless mannequins. Additional reinforcement options for your base have been added, as well as barricades that you can place over the door to keep unwanted visitors away. And in this animation of a door being reinforced, we also see some pretty awesome looking light snow falling. Then we got a look at the updated and attractive character customization system, which provides you the opportunity to choose your character's former occupation, and that provides you with a variety of base attributes and skill levels, as well as particular clothes or items with which you spawn. The occupation you choose will also affect how many perk points are available to you. If you have negative perk points, you'll need to take on negative perks to raise your perk points balance until it reaches 0. The occupations we've seen so far include unemployed, construction worker, repairman, by the way devs, repairman is one word not two, farmer, chef, doctor, firefighter, also one word not two, and police officer. In this example, the firefighter occupation is chosen, and this means you'll spawn in with your work outfit as well as a fire axe, which will be very handy. This choice drops the perk points available down from 8, which the unemployed occupation had, to 0. We can also see that when the occupation is changed from unemployed to firefighter, the attributes change accordingly, from all reading 4 out of 10. Agility is now 6 out of 10, Charisma 7, Endurance 6, which I think sounds a bit low for a firefighter, those people are pretty physically fit. Intelligence remains at 4 and strength increases to 7. Those of you who are super observant may have noticed that when the player hovers over the spawn-in information, there appears to be options to add in initial and persistent loadout items. Now Dogtooth, one of the Dead Matter developers, has confirmed that these are just placeholders and won't be actual options. So no, you won't be able to spawn in with an AKM in your shacking newbie hands. The perk selections are then made, which allows you to choose both positive and negative perks. The perks are divided into traits, hobbies, skills, and stats. So for instance, let's say you choose the Big Boned perk. This is a positive perk that gives you more limb health and an extra 750 milliliters of blood. You might then choose to offset the 2 negative perk points you get from being big boned by taking on the lightweight perk, which probably means you get drunk more quickly, but then that might be something that you can easily manage in game. What I really love about this system is that it will allow us to create a nearly infinite number of character types and develop our character as desired. Speaking of character customization, those of you that have purchased the backer jersey pack will be happy to see the hockey jersey taking shape. Backers who have this pack will be able to wear a hockey jersey with their name on it. They'll also be able to choose a colour scheme and a number for the jersey too. And you might even see the odd zombie wearing it as well. We got a quick look at water textures, which are starting to look pretty good, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they develop. And we got to look at some defensive mechanisms for your base, including barbed wire traps, electric fences, and a nasty looking lawnmower trap that requires you to go prone when you start it up unless you want a very short haircut. One question for the devs though, how does the gravity-fed lawnmower engine work lying on its side? Maybe you just need to keep it very full of fuel. The most recent update also gave us the opportunity to hear new audio for weather that's been added. Sounds pretty damn good, right? And also, I noticed that the rainfall itself seems to be improved over what we've seen previously. Lastly, we see some work in progress melee animations with this piece of flubber taking an absolute pounding. So you can see that just in these last few weeks alone, there's been a whole bunch of exciting features to look forward to. And that's in addition to all the staple content that Dead Matter will offer as a game, like zombie hordes, decaying substance, base reinforcement, PvE and PvP gameplay that hopefully includes some decent gunplay. I cannot wait to jump into this game and see what else the closed alpha for Dead Matter has to offer. Now, what's the feature that you're most looking forward to in the game? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please consider leaving a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more from my channel. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of your day. Kia kaha. Stay strong.
Everybody sees, stop and bright, last one to leave, turn out the light, last one to leave.